Hey everyone, how are you doing? This is my first live inside of the Women Helping Women Entrepreneurs group. I'm so excited about it. I am Amy Weiss. I am an e-commerce entrepreneur full time. I love it. I love selling on Amazon and selling in e-commerce and helping others do the same. And today I'm going to share my top 5 tips for product research with you. So I hope to provide a lot of value today, and feel free to ask your questions during this live. All right, I'm going to share my screen so that we can get started. All right, so I'm hoping that you are seeing what I think you're seeing here. And let's go ahead and get moving. All right, as I mentioned, I'm Amy Weiss. I'm the founder of AmazingAtHome.com. And Amazing at Home is an e-commerce consulting firm specializing in helping private label brands every step on their journey from concept to launch on Amazon, as well as brick and mortar retail channels. As I mentioned in my post today, I'm going to teach you something different about product research you haven't heard before, a new method to find the best products to launch for your private label. So, who am I? A little bit about me. I'm a wife and mom of 2 little girls, and you can see my adorable family there in the corner. I'm an inventor. I made that product that you see me holding there. It's a litter box cleaner. I'm also a military veteran. I was in the Air Force for 18 years. I'm a podcaster. I co-host the Amazon FBA Seller Roundtable, and I'm also a full-time Amazon seller and entrepreneur. I started selling on Amazon in 2007 by flipping my college textbooks. But in 2017, I had an idea for a product, so I invented a product, launched it in the marketplace alongside other lines to fill out my brand. My products are now sold on Amazon, in Walmart, and in several retail stores across the country. But more importantly, I've helped hundreds of brands develop their own products and grow to great success on Amazon and beyond through my consulting firm, Amazing at Home. We help brands with everything from product selection, manufacturing, sourcing. We even have a China trip, launch, PPC, and advertising, and multi-channel growth. All of these topics are covered in our private label course called Concept to Launch. When it comes to private label, there's so much information out there on YouTube and online. It can be so overwhelming. My program at Amazing at Home is 100% word of mouth. So by the time most people find us, they've already spent thousands on training and are still nowhere closer to their goals. And all of this can make you want to pull your hair out, right? You go through all of these, product research channels and you get stuck in analysis paralysis. So my goal is to help you find a different method today and help you, give you some tips to get out of analysis paralysis and not be stuck there. We don't want to be pulling our hair out like this lady here. All right, we've had a lot of impact. Amazon sellers love us, so much so that our consulting courses, our Facebook group, and podcast were rated among the best in the world in the recent seller poll. As I mentioned, we're proud to be part of hundreds of brands' successful launches on Amazon and into retail. All right, so let's talk about different business models. I personally specialize in private label, as I mentioned, but there are so many ways to make money online. Let's cover a few of the most popular methods. The first is retail arbitrage and online arbitrage, RA and OA. This is buying products in retail stores and selling them online for a profit. Next, we have wholesale FBA, which is where people buy products at wholesale prices from brands or wholesale vendors, and then they sell them online, again, for a profit, hopefully. Then we've got drop shipping and print on demand. These are 2 different business models, but they're similar in that you don't have any inventory. So you're listing a product for sale online for a higher price than you can buy it elsewhere. And when it sells, you buy from a seller and you provide the address of the buyer. And once again, you make a profit when that item ships, right? Then we've got white label. This is sometimes called private label, but it's actually white label. And it's when you put your own brand name on a stock or commodity product. For example, you might print your brand's logo on the product or packaging of a kitchen spatula or some headphones. You haven't changed the product and the factory owns the design, but you've put your logo on it for selling it to customers. This is often confused with private label, right? Just putting your logo on something is not true private label. It's actually white label. As long as you're making a profit, it's okay. Then we have private label. Private label is launching your own version of products with your label on them. Unlike white label, a true private label means you have differentiated some aspect of that product in a way that you can protect it from others selling the exact same thing. This allows you to control the price and have less competition, which is the key to making good money in a private label brand. All right, so let's give an example of a white label product. A popular keyboard stand for an iPad. We've all seen these, right? Some of us have probably bought them. It's in high demand and you can put your logo on it, and you don't really have to have that much communication with the supplier. You can see here on Alibaba, we can customize our logo and our packaging. You can order these in smaller quantities because it's already produced and there's no additional or custom manufacturing needed. So that's really helpful. The problem with white label is that there's a lot of keywords to choose from, right? So even though it gives you the opportunity to put your logo on a brand, on a product, right? You still have a lot of competition because the customer has the choice of many different keyboards that kind of look the same as yours. So your competition is really on your branding. How good can you make your packaging look? Your price, sometimes you have to keep dropping your price and maybe you're not profitable anymore. You have to give discounts. Sometimes you have to run a sale to try and sell more of your product or draw more attention to it. Your listing, you want to have a better listing and better photos. And unfortunately, it's going to cost you a lot more in advertising because there's a lot more competition for some of these keywords. When there's a lot of pages of the same product, you have to pay more to get to the top of page one with PPC, pay-per-click advertising. So this can cost you more money than you're making, and that's the most common reason for failed products when people start the private label Amazon business model. So how do I know that failed white label products are the most common reason for losing money on Amazon? My experience. On my website, Amazing at Home, I do a free listing review for anyone who submits their listing. And maybe they, if they don't have sales, or maybe they just launched a product, they're not sure what's going on, they can submit their listing to me free. If you have a listing you want to submit, you can submit it right there at amazingathome.com/listing review. And they'll tell me what's going on with the product, and I'll send them a video review of their listing and give them some suggestions for improvement. And you can see how many people said that they had low or no sales. In fact, if I were to search my inbox, which has all these forms in it, for the term no sales, I would find it in there, hundreds of times. I can't even equate the amount of people that have come to me and said, I'm not having any sales. So that's why it's really important that we have to differentiate our products and really see the value in launching a true private label product instead of just putting our logo on a popular product. All right, so that's what we're going to talk about today. So what is a true private label? It's a product where some part of the design can be owned by you and you can protect it from the competition and wow customers with your differentiation. For example, maybe you created a new shape of kitchen spatula that has special holes in it for making foods like scrambled eggs or risotto. I have this picture of a custom patented spatula here on the page. But the key is that you can protect the design, and every customer who makes foods that would see the benefit of using this spatula is going to buy your spatula over the competition. You can control the price and you can protect this design either with a copyright or a patent or other forms of intellectual property. So if somebody tries to copy you, you can at least submit that proof to Amazon or other online vendor and get that listing taken down. So it's really a great way to be able to control the price and not have to just lose in a price and review war. All right, and that is true private label. And you can protect your design with the supplier as well. A lot of people don't know this, and I'm going to show you an example of that. Basically, private label, true private label equals differentiated. You have less competition and more control over price. Reviews don't matter as much because you're not competing on reviews. You're competing on your differentiation and how much the customer likes it. You don't have to invent it, but if your design or an element of the product is unique, you can protect it. So do you recognize this unicorn cake topper? This is really a popular product. I actually met the original creator of this design. They came to me for a consulting call. Unfortunately, she went straight to market without protecting her design, and she ended up with a ton of knockoffs. And, you know, she could have just copyrighted her design for only $35 with the USPTO, but she didn't know that. So she ended up just losing the battle and just so many knockoffs coming on the market. And she ended up giving up on the product because there was too much competition. However, if she would have known that she could have just spent $35 to protect her design, she would have made $1 million exit because this product became so popular. And there are so many variations of this. So it's just so important to understand that you can protect little aspects of designs, and you can, you don't have to always invent something unique. You can sometimes, for example, you could take a set of headphones, and let's say you want to serve cat lovers. So you create a version of headphones with a unique cat covered design. You can own the design and you can file a copyright for it. The cat ladies go crazy over it and everyone needs one, right? So now you can print it on mouse pads, keyboards, and lots of other accessories. The cat ladies search for every accessory with your cute kitties on it. And when other brands want a piece of your success, they print your design on their accessories, and you can prove to Amazon that you own that design. Again, you don't have to worry about dropping to page 10 and having tons of other products that look just like yours competing against you. So you can easily scale these types of products into other retail channels. It's so awesome because you have something unique and very profitable. All right, so when we're talking about product research, you might want to have some considerations. So before we get to our five top tips for product research, I want to cover some considerations or rules for considering private label products. First, you're going to want to know what you can sell it for. Just because I'm launching a mouse pad with a cat design on it doesn't mean I can price it way higher than the other mouse pads on the market. I need to make the buying choice easy for customers. Secondly, we want to look at if we can control the price. So I want to ensure that if others do a similar design, I can control the price. And if there are significant price fluctuations in the market, I need to know about that ahead of time. Thirdly, what is the cost to manufacture it? You always want to know that. If you're creating something that's so difficult to produce that you'll never make it to market, or it will be way too expensive and then you have to have it overpriced, then it goes back to point number one, what can we sell it for? So you really want to think about what is the cost to manufacture it. Finally, can you have a minimum 7x multiplier? 7x multiplier is the gold standard in retail, and it's so that you can scale your company. So a multiplier is the multiple from cost to manufacture to your sales price. Most programs for Amazon sellers teach you to source it for $5 and sell it for $15. But this is only a 3x multiplier, and you'll have difficulty scaling your business if you can't afford advertising and a down payment on additional inventory. If you don't have enough profits left over to buy new inventory, you really get stuck in a negative cycle where you're always digging back into your pocket to launch more. So it's really important that you have a minimum 7x multiplier on your products. And you want to think about these 4 considerations when you're doing product research and choosing private label products. So let's get into the 5 tips. Tip number 1 is don't start with the dreaded product research software. I know I'm not picking on this guy. I don't even know who that is in the corner of the picture of the YouTube channel, you know, hey, this is how we sell online. But don't start with product research software. It's okay to use product research software, but we don't want to start with it. Why? Because everyone else is starting with it. There are over 2,000 new sellers on Amazon every day. What happens when everyone sells the same thing? We've already shown you this with white label products, right? So starting with products will lead you down the dreaded analysis paralysis rabbit hole. So you're going, okay, I want to sell kitchen products, maybe pots and pans. Ooh, too saturated. Maybe I can change the handle. Nope, too saturated. And I don't know if anyone will actually buy that. So it just leads you down this path where you just keep getting stuck there. So tip 1 is don't actually start your process by searching products and using product research software. That comes later. I'm going to show you, okay? So that takes me to tip number 2, which is do start by studying the market. Study the market, study groups of customers. So when you search for a solution to your problem, a new tablecloth, a new toy for your puppy, a new planner for nursing school, you start with research before you go on Amazon and buy, right? You go on Google, okay, what's the best tablecloth for outdoor parties, right? You look at all different things. You research things. Just so I want you, when you're researching groups of customers, to do the same thing. So start with the customer. Come up with a list of various groups of people you could sell to. For example, careers. You can look at different careers. You've got nurses, mathematician, teachers, technical writers, hairstylists. There's different things that each of these groups of people need. Then we've got events. So, I've got this example here, 40th birthday party themes for women. How many different things could you create? You could create a whole brand around birthday party themes. You could really focus on one group of customers, like women, like babies, whatever it is, right? You could create a whole brand around that, and you could have unique designs. Next, hobbies. So I looked up the most popular activities during lockdown. We can see what's trending, right? There was couch to 5K, poetry, chessboards, tarot cards, all kinds of different things. So any of these groups of people, you could sell unique and differentiated things to. Next, what about dog people? I looked up the most popular dog breeds in America, and we came up with these top 10 dog breeds. I would rather sell, if you're going to sell dog harnesses, for example, would you rather be the one selling just generic dog harnesses, or do you want to be the one selling dog harnesses just for dachshunds? You want to be the one selling just for dachshunds, because you are going to then be the big fish in a small pond, and you're going to capture those sales. So it's really important to know your customer and differentiate. And then, you could look by home type, maybe people that live in small apartments. And then, you can look at different type of living situations, right? The next step is to choose one of those groups, people, careers, events, from your list and expand on it. So don't just go straight to the new puppy products on Amazon. Instead, search just like the customer would, right? I've got this picture of a guy shopping in a store. What does this person with the new puppy need? But what happened before the store? Before he went to the store, he researched about his new puppy, right? He wants to know, what does he need for a new puppy? So look at internet searches. You can see one of my favorite keyword tools here. It shows the trends, everything. It's called Keywords Everywhere. It's a Chrome extension. I love to look at trends. What are people searching for? What other things are people searching for? Look at social media sources. I type this into Pinterest, and you can see new puppy checklist, new puppy announcements. These are things people are looking for. You can sell to these people, right? Don't just stop at the puppy's needs. think of the person and their lifestyle. Where do they live? Do they need a picture frame for their new puppy? Do they need a decorated bed for their new baby? Do they need crate accessories? Do they need a timer for potty training? These are all different things that you could research. So I want you to choose one of these people groups and expand on it. Really go down this kind of rabbit hole of learning more about this customer's needs at a various time in their life. Okay. Next, you're going to follow the journey down a single path. So you're going to choose one thing you'd like to focus on and study it more. So for example, I chose office products for cat lovers with a unique design on them. So what does the person looking for a mouse pad with a cat on it look for? So I'm looking, okay, mouse pad with cat, and I can see my related keywords that come up. I can look at what else is popular. I can see what existing designs show up on Google Shopping. I went also to other areas of the market. So I don't just want to look at mouse pads. I want to look at home decor that is cat related, because I can use these designs of other home decor that's selling well to inspire my office products. So I looked on Etsy and they have some really great stuff. Tip 5, the final step, is to validate your ideas with data. This is where you bring in those product research tools. So you've used tips 1 through 4 to really go down the rabbit hole and figure out what customers need. And you now want to actually validate your ideas, this data that you found about customers. So will people buy a cat butt design mouse pad? And first I look that, I searched cat butt at first to see what else was popular. And then I saw that other people are already selling these. Ooh, yeah, this is the biggest question that trips people up. If someone else is doing it, should I just stop right there and just throw my idea of putting a cat butt on a mouse pad out the window, since that was a popular home decor item for cats? No, the answer is no. I'm not going to throw that out the window, because me as a cat person, I personally think that these wrist rest butt designs on the mouse pad just looks kind of gross. So I personally would like something a little cuter. So I'm going to use this Etsy coaster design here as my inspiration to make a cuter mouse pad, a cuter shape. Like, people are actually looking for cat shape mouse pads. I saw that in my earlier searches. So I'm going to go off of all the data that I got about the customer in my earlier searches, and I'm going to continue by designing something that looks like similar to this coaster that I found on Etsy. All right. So I'm not just going to give up on my design idea because someone else has a cat butt mouse pad, right? I'm going to look, and then I can finalize my design mockup and do Google surveys or PickFu polls and validate that other people besides me also prefer a not gross design on their mouse pad. Okay. So you can still move forward with a unique design, even if someone else is selling a similar product, and you can still knock it out the park. All right, so you've learned all these tips. What is next? You need to know, hey, Amy, I've got some design ideas. I've got some product ideas. I've used your tips, but what's next? Is it profitable? Is it scalable? Will it actually work? I've got a product research boot camp coming up for you. So you can join us for a product research boot camp to delve into each of these processes and really master this new approach to product research. You're going to learn new research methods so that you never run out of ideas. You're going to have confidence to know why your product will sell over the competition, and you'll have a roadmap of what to do next. I've done these product research classes before, and I have this picture of this puppy mat here as an example of a product we came up with using this method after studying dog toys, believe it or not. We studied dog toys and what people were looking for in dog toys. And we learned that dog toys for aggressive chewers were all about anxiety, And then we learned that using a heartbeat could actually calm the dog better in the crate. And crate training was a method for solving dog anxiety problems. So we went down this research rabbit hole, and we learned that two existing products could be combined together. So this little mat also could be combined together with the heartbeat. And someone actually launched this product and knocked it out of the park. But then again, every product launched under our program has done incredibly well. Every product, because we're starting with the customer, we're serving the customer. And when you serve a customer, you can't go wrong, right? So yes, that's what we have going on. Let's talk about a little bit more information about the boot camp. We're going to have 3 sessions plus a workbook plus replay. So our 3 sessions, the first session, you're going to learn how to study a niche and narrow it down. The second session, you're going to learn how to actually validate your ideas. So how to back it up, gain confidence, know that your ideas are going to sell, that they can be manufactured, that they're profitable. We're going to give you all of our criteria and worksheets for that. And then during session 3, you'll learn how to choose your first minimum viable product from your list and how to move forward in the process. So if you already have products in the marketplace, you can also join us for this. This is one of the best skills that you can have, is to have a brand vision and understand where you're going. A lot of people launch one product and then they get stuck and they have to start completely over with trademarking and everything else. So I want you to really have a new method for product research where you're never going to run out of ideas, and you're able to repeat this method over and over again to grow your brand and really protect it, right, with differentiated products in the marketplace. So how do you join us? You can go to amazingathome.com/PRB. The link is in the post, and you can use code BRAND to get access for only $75. Which is a great value, and really hope you guys join us. Also, I've linked my free Facebook group. We have a really great Facebook community. Our Facebook community was voted 2nd in the worldwide seller poll. So join us in our Facebook community, Amazing at Home, as well. And you can always listen to the podcast, The Seller Roundtable, if you want more tips, or just visit amazingathome.com for our great blogs and information for sellers anytime. Thank you all so much. I am going to stop sharing my screen and end this live session. Thank you again. This has been awesome. I'm Amy Weiss from amazingathome.com, and have a great weekend, ladies.